You alleged too that Nicole Murphy had relations with her ex-husband. Were you two friends?
Birthday parties. I've been to her house. She was at my bachelorette party. But you know what? At that time, my mother told me then. She said, but you got to watch that one then. And I was like, who? I said, the one dancing. She said, yes, that's Eddie Murphy's. What? She said, you got to watch that one.
Current wife at the time or ex at the time?
I want to say, I think she was still married. They were still married. And I was like, no, And so, and your mom tell you something about new school, you feel like you old school, And she was right.
Nicole Murphy is finally speaking up for herself. And honestly, it's really not making LisaRaye McCoy look good. LisaRaye stood 10 toes down for years and accused Nicole of ruining her marriage and being a gold digger. But if what Nicole is saying is true, then everything LisaRaye went through was karma for allegedly dealing with several married men herself, one of them being Gary Payton, and seemingly anybody else too, as long as the money was right. So with all the talk about Nicole Murphy being a homewrecker, it's starting to look like LisaRaye wasn't much different. She was just mad that it ended up happening to her.
Nicole Murphy, you're disgusting. You sat on that couch and you laughed. It ain't no moment, it's a mess. You wrong for that. You the type of women that let these men be evil. They gotta have some help, and women like you are that type of help.
Okay, so this situation between LisaRaye and Nicole Murphy has got to be one of the longest running feuds we've ever watched play out in Hollywood. I mean, this has been dragging on for more than a decade, and neither of them seems willing to let it go or move on. Their beef first became public when LisaRaye had some very harsh things to say after Nicole Murphy was caught kissing Antoine Fuqua, who is married to Lela Rochon. Nicole went on an apology tour and said it was just a one-time thing and that it would never happen again. But LisaRaye was not buying any of that. She said she didn't believe Nicole because it was not the first time she had been caught messing around with another woman's husband.
That's true, absolutely true.
So what happened exactly?
Just what you said. She messed around with my husband. Here's the thing. We've all done something that we regret. We've all made mistakes, and we all have to learn from that. But when you start doing it and being messy enough to do it amongst family, how does a family kiss turn into a I'm sorry apology? Like, what do you mean? You didn't know that she was married? We all know that she was married. And that was 20 years. That's history. You don't do that amongst friends.
Right.
Because there's no loyalty.
Right.
There's no loyalty, and you got to look up, and your person that you invited to your house and you celebrating your birthdays and going to games with, you got to look up and they're in Italy with your husband.
Right.
That's true. Absolutely true. So what happened exactly? Exactly what you said. She messed with my husband. Here's the thing. We've all done things we regret. We've all made mistakes, and we all have to grow from them. But when you keep doing it and get messy enough to do it around family, how does a family kiss suddenly become an I'm sorry apology? Like, what are you talking about? You didn't know she was married? We all knew she was married. And that had been 20 years. That's history. You don't do that around friends, right? Because there's no loyalty. No loyalty at all. And then you look up and the person you're inviting into your home, celebrating birthdays with and going to games with, you look up and they're in Italy with your husband, right? This whole thing was messy because it was the first time we really saw another celebrity publicly calling Nicole Murphy out for the way she had been moving. LisaRaye and Nicole were actually friends, and they ran in the same circle socially. According to LisaRaye, they were such good friends that Nicole had even been invited to her wedding to former Turks and Caicos Prime Minister Michael Misick. But what LisaRaye says she did not know was that Nicole had allegedly been eyeing her man the entire time.
Because my thing is this, when you're a woman and you grown, let's handle it like a woman. Let's talk face to face and let's get it out. But here's the thing. I sat with her a couple of months ago, longer than a couple of months ago, about 6 months ago. And
this was after the alleged affair?
Before.
Okay.
And I said, let's talk about it, because I waited a very long time for you and I to get like this right here, face to face, you know?
Okay.
And
no, she's talking about Nicole, not me.
Right.
Right. Relax.
And we had a good conversation because she said to me, you know what? We're two older women that look good that's in the business. I hate this. And I do too, because I hate when we can't bridge the gap between women. You know, we should not be in that position.
Right.
I will say this.
And do y'all know what makes it even worse? After LisaRaye confronted her about it, Nicole never really bothered to deny it or even apologize. Unlike how fast she was to speak up when people dragged her for messing with Lella's husband, Nicole didn't confirm or deny anything this time. In fact, it looked like she really did not care what LisaRaye had to say, and as of 2026, she still has not made any effort to make peace with her former friend. But based on what Nicole has been saying, it sounds like she has a very specific reason why she never took any of LisaRaye's shots at her seriously. You see, whenever LisaRaye talks about Nicole, she presents her as this relentless side chick who goes after married men. But the one thing LisaRaye somehow always leaves out is that she too was reportedly out here being somebody else's side piece. Everybody knows about LisaRaye's marriage to Michael Missick, but what people don't really bring up is that she was also married to former NFL player Tony Martin from 1992 to 1994 and reportedly cheated on him during that short marriage with Ray Lewis, Tony's friend and fellow NFL player. I mean, it supposedly went on for so long that when Tony finally found out, he allegedly cried his eyes out because he could not believe what his wife and his friend had been doing behind his back. Baby, the whole situation was nasty. But what made it even more brutal was the way LisaRaye continued to move after that. Now, LisaRaye is, and always has been, gorgeous. And we're sure she had men lined up around the block hoping for a chance to date her. However, her career peaked in the early 2000s, with her most iconic role being Diamond in the 1998 film Players Club. So with the acting roles no longer coming in the way they once did, and the money starting to dry up, insiders claim LisaRaye became more focused on finding men who are willing to bankroll her lifestyle. According to reports, she openly asked friends to connect her with men who would spoil her and take care of her. And that is how she ended up involved with former basketball player Allen Iverson while he was still married, and even dated Al Sharpton for the doors and connections he could open for her. She was also seeing Genuine for a little while, but that situation ended quickly. I mean, even Bobby Brown said he had been intimate with her while he was already involved with Whitney Houston. LisaRaye was really out here collecting men like Pokemon. Still, out of all the men LisaRaye was linked to, her relationship with Gary Payton really stood out from the rest. The two of them never publicly claimed one another because Gary was married when he and LisaRaye allegedly started dealing with each other. But once the affair drama got out, people began hearing just how messy it really was. Gary reportedly went all out for her, paid every bill she had, and even bought her a white Range Rover. Gary was fully invested in LisaRaye, and that attention supposedly made her bold enough to go directly to Gary's wife, Monique, and tell her about the affair herself. When LisaRaye realized Monique was not about to leave Gary over that situation, everything started getting even uglier. The two of them reportedly could not be around each other without something popping off. And when Monique and LisaRaye happened to be at the same basketball game, Monique allegedly got so angry that she beat the taste out of LisaRaye's mouth, and it took a group of people to pull them apart and create distance between them. When Gary and Monique eventually decided to divorce, rumors spread that his affair with LisaRaye, and how open they allegedly were about it, played a major role in the breakdown of his marriage. But while Gary was out here risking his marriage for LisaRaye, she had already started seeing Michael Missick and even got engaged to him without Gary knowing anything about it. He found out the same way everybody else did, and he was reportedly furious that LisaRaye would do him like that. However, according to Nicole, LisaRaye had been messy from the beginning and was never above dealing with someone as long as she got something out of it, and it was always about whichever man had the biggest bag. Even now, LisaRaye has admitted that she is only interested in dating rich men who can afford her lifestyle without struggling to keep up. I don't want to pressure you trying to maintain the lifestyle I already live and have gotten used to.
Why?
Because if I'm going to these restaurants for lunch meetings and it takes your whole paycheck just to bring me there, I don't want to stress you out. You just can't hang with me. But the truth is, that has always been her strategy and the way she maintained the kind of lifestyle she wanted. So it is one thing for LisaRaye to get on her high horse and drag Nicole Murphy, but it is something completely different for her to expect an apology when she has allegedly done the very same thing to other women more times than anybody can even count. And with everything LisaRaye has said about Nicole and the way she has acted like she was above all of it, it is hard to ignore that she was reportedly out here doing the exact same thing without even flinching. LisaRaye really seems to think she is still Diamond from Players Club. The lengths she will allegedly go to in order to find a man willing to cover her bills and take care of her are wild. From Al Sharpton to the Holy Ghost. Phew, she has really been around. She might as well have dated Diddy and walked away with a nice check too. But what I really want to know is, what do you think about all of this? Do you honestly think LisaRaye is out here hating the player while pretending not to hate the game? Sound off down in the comments and make sure you like and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next video.